So, what's the plan?
Okay, I have spread this out again. I've been looking at it, debating about taking a picture with my phone, and here's what I've come up with. Instead of making the 9 patch where these are in the 4 corners, I'm going to put these little squares in the center because I don't have enough fabric to make a bunch where there's more of the 9 patch. Now, so this is representing the center of another 9 patch going on here. And so here's the length. It's a 9 patch, and I'm not sure if I'm going to make that a solid or a 9 patch, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows. Okay, or columns. I don't know if anybody out there is an Excel genius. You got rows and columns. But the only issue, I've only got enough fabric left in that panel that I can only make, I'm going to need 6 more of these, but I only have enough for 5. That's going to leave me 1 square short on the Aloha fabric. But I have an idea. What I'm going to do, I've been keeping hold of my large scraps and my small scraps. I think they call them crumbs. Well, I got an idea. Alright, now bear with me. Let me open this jar. But I have more of these than I need. Okay? And I've got this scrap. What I'm thinking about doing is putting this together and sewing it up so it makes a full square. Now, I don't know if I can get real clever and maybe match up the pattern on some of these and try and make it look seamless. Boy, wouldn't that be a weird trick. But maybe I can, not that fabric, that's the other scraps. Anyway, I'm just throwing some ideas out there. But there's enough of these big pieces. I just might be able, and maybe that would add a bit of the quirkiness to the quilt. And, I'm not sure where I would put it. Would I put it in like the obvious corner? Would I hide it in among the others? But that's the only way I'm going to get one more of the large square to go in this from that panel. And the more I think about it, the more I like this layout. Now, I've got to make a lot more of these, and I've got to figure out this here. And once I get this stuff started to sew together, I'm going to find out how big this quilt actually is, because I'm not sure if it's actually wide enough. So over here, it's 13 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns. Plus, there's a border. You can add a border, an edge, to make it a little bit longer. But this is a full-size bed, okay, full-size mattress. And I'm kind of leaning on this edge, but that's the finish edge over there. Would it make enough to make a twin size quilt? Is it too long? Is it too many rows? Is it not enough columns? I'm not sure. But maybe I can make up for that with the border. Like, oh man, I just need another 6 inches. Well, I'm going to do a 6-inch harmonizing border thing around the edge. You know what I really would have loved to have found in my stash was something with seashells, but not necessarily like yellow and not cream. I'm going with a cool white kind of color. These blues. If I could have found a seashell in a color like this, that would have been great. Now that's a floral, and technically this is kind of a floral, so that's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm feeling really good on this vibe. So my next step is to make more of these, make all the ones that are missing, and there's a bunch missing. Let's see here, I've only got eight of these, so I'm going to be working towards making more of those. And now that I've got my limitation piece going here, I'm going to cut out the rest. I've got just that one more panel left. I get 5 more solids out of that. And not sure what to do with these. I think what I'm going to do is pick the best ones. See, like that's nice. This idea is better than maybe something. Oh, I saw it just a moment ago. I like this idea and this idea better than I do this idea. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to pick out the best ones. And like this one doesn't have any color, and I mean once I get that one sewn into the 1/4 inch, it ain't going to be even noticeable. So I'm going to bring out all the pieces that have a good pattern to it. And this is really abstract. I'll probably change out that one. But that, I'm going to do that later. This is actually taking up quite a bit of my day. And I probably, honestly, might have needed to be out in the garden. And that's where I was yesterday. I didn't work on this. But we're getting, oh gosh, guys. As the weather gets better outside, I'm going to be having to prioritize what I'm doing. I got to spend so much time out in my garden, and if anybody wants to volunteer to come and pull weeds in my garden so that I could do more quilting, why, y'all just put a darn comment below and we'll work something out. Weeds are my nemesis when it comes to the garden, and who doesn't have the issue? Anybody who keeps flowers or vegetables. I guess if it isn't weeds, it's all the garden pest, and I don't do any spraying or anything. So it's all stuff you got to pick by hand. And another thing about working with my hands out in the garden, I should wear gloves. I have noticed that when I work out in the dirt, my hands get really coarse, and then it's getting a little harder to hold on to, well, not hold on to the sewing stuff, but to feel the fabric, to enjoy all that tactile goodness involved here. So, I mean, I'm going to have to get used to wearing gloves outside, because I'm very much enjoying fabric and feeling fabric. And that's going to be another aspect to, this world of fabric, is, you know, keeping my hands in good condition. But, you know, when you're a farm girl, you got to think priorities. And, you know, how much quilting can I do if I've got rough hands? I don't know. Is it going to be solved with, like, lotion? I don't know. And I guess that's going to be part of this journey, is making those discoveries. Um, I just really like this pattern. And I think this is going to be a great quilt.